Roger, check the Foxtrot.
Allies engaging at Charlie 1.
Down one of them! Put one out!
That was the SPH explosive launcher that is coming with Season 4 of Battlefield 2042. And there are a lot more clips where that came from in this video. First, though, I want to thank EA and DICE for giving me early access to the Season 4 content for 2042. And there's some really good things in the update as well. A new specialist, a new map, 4 new weapons, as well as vault weapons, even a new vehicle as well. So let's get stuck into it. So the gameplay you're seeing in the background is one of the new weapons. It is the RM68 assault rifle. And what's interesting about this is it's a prototype that comes with an inbuilt silencer. You can take the silencer off, though, and swap around a couple of the attachments. And depending on how you set the weapon up, you could have slightly more rate of fire, but less damage, or more damage with a slower firing rate. I actually really like the gun. I played with it probably the most out of all the new weapons, and I really enjoyed it. It's quite satisfying to use, especially with the silencer. The silencer's got quite a nice sound to it. Accompanying this, we've got the Super 500 shotgun. This is actually a sidearm. You can have flechette rounds on it, or slugs. Really strong up close. I think a lot of players are going to be using this when Season 4 launches. Then we have the AC-9 SMG. This is a really fast-firing SMG, which excels really at hip fire. I was actually using it at sort of, I wouldn't say medium range, but probably longer ranges than it was intended. And I was still getting quite a lot of kills with it, but it's really strong hip firing up close. Then we have the RPT-31, which is the new LMG. This is an interesting gun because it's got a bit more maneuverability than some of the other LMGs that are already in the game. And I enjoyed it. I mean, I probably played with this gun the least out of all, so I need a little bit more time when the update actually drops to get a real feel for it. But all in all 4 of the new guns, solid, really enjoyed them. There are also a couple of new vault weapons as well. The Type 88 LMG and the SVD as well for players to get stuck in with. So let's talk the new specialist. The new specialist is Camila Blansco. Born in Spain, she fits into the Recon class, and her gadget is an infiltration device, which is quite interesting. When she places down her infiltration device, it stops any lock-ons from enemy devices. It also disrupts any active spotting technology in the area. That dead zone also happens to spot any enemy tech in the area as well. To tell you the truth, I spent most of my time playing with the new grenade launcher. So I didn't really play as Camila that much, but what I did play her, I didn't really find that exciting. I'm not saying that her ability isn't useful in a team dynamic, but it's not that interesting to play, at least it wasn't for me. Alright, we should probably talk about this grenade launcher. The SPH explosive launcher. It's really good. The idea of it is that you can fire this projectile at walls, and then obviously the explosive will go off and it'll create a gap in a wall, as we saw in the trailer. And I did utilize that to kill enemies, but the main and arguably most enjoyable part of this gun is sticking it onto enemies. And it's really easy to do. I think this is good. You're going to find people using this a lot in Season 4. I spent a lot of my time just sticking it to enemies and just 2 seconds later hearing them explode. And that's probably where I will get most of my enjoyment in Season 4. You can use it against vehicles as well, but why am I going to use it against vehicles when I can use it against unsuspecting infantry? We should probably touch on the new map as well, Flashpoint. There's 2 sides to this coin. The first side is Conquest, and I really enjoyed Conquest. I thought it flowed really well. There's an underground section, this vast tunnel that looks phenomenal. And I think overall, the balance of the map worked quite well in what we played in Conquest. Having said that, you always need this to be active in a live environment before you can make a final judgment, because by the time we got onto Conquest, the player numbers had dropped a little bit. There was a lot of AI in there, so I really need to play it in a live environment to really get a gauge for it. But Conquest I really enjoyed. Breakthrough, on the other hand, was a completely different matter. I make no bones about the fact that I don't really like Breakthrough in the first place. On this map though, it's a rollover for the attackers. Defending is incredibly hard. The first point is essentially a gimme, and then after that, it just feels like you just roll over the defensive team with ease. So Breakthrough probably needs some changes. There is a new vehicle as well called the CAV Brawler, and one of the most interesting things about this is even when it's full, you can still spawn on it. It's a spawn point, it's a moving spawn point even when it's full, which is really interesting. I tried it out for a little bit. vehicle gameplay isn't my cup of tea, despite the fact that I somehow kept it alive for way longer than I deserved to. It has a threat detection system that can highlight when you're being attacked, and then its active defense system can also take out enemy projectiles. It's an interesting vehicle, especially for squad play, so keep an eye out for it. I think Season 4 is shaping up pretty nicely. New map, 4 new guns, which is lovely to see, as well as new vault weapons, so the arsenal available in the game is increasing by quite a large amount now. Weapons, obviously, when the game first launched, was a real issue. That is slowly getting dealt with, as is the map pool. So Season 4 is shaping up pretty nicely. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. I'm going to let some more clips play, and I'll see you next time.
We now control more sectors than them. Keep it up.
Objective lost. We need to retake it.
Toss the grenade!
Taking Sector Charlie.
We are initiating an attack on Charlie 1.
They have Sector Echo.
Knocking them out!
They are hitting Charlie 1.
Troops and material are almost gone. We captured Sector Golf. Enemy is down! 1 second, I got you!
Russians have taken control of Delta 1.
I need a reload!
Objective secure. Repeat, objective secure.
Up, up, up!
We are hitting Delta 1.
I got you! Stay still!
Our enemy is trying to seize Delta 2.
All objectives are under our control. Sector secured.